Okay. So for example, if you have a particular data like this, if you have a data like this, data, let me create a data, a dictionary data like this. Let's say we have student names, student name. So we have a list of student names like this. Uh, Let me say Precious, Grace, Joy, Grace. So then we have then let's say we now have age, their age in this particular format. Let's say 22, 23, 22, 24, something like this. So we have this particular data. So I'm going to make it a data frame. How am I going to make this data frame? How can I make this data frame? If you have a dictionary like this, how can I create a data frame from it? Hmm?
We have
Hello,
to import. Okay, since we import Pandora PD dot
PD dots,
PD dot yes dot pandas
this
data frame.
data frame, just insert D like this. So you have a
Okay,
data frame like this. Do you get that?
okay.
So we can then say maybe, let's say this is our data. Let me just say DT equal to this. So using that particular techniques now, we can maybe we are interested into to get the name student names that starts with. If we are interested to get student names that starts with P. Do you get that? You might be
Hmm.
interested in student name that starts with P. We can just we have to convert it to STL, then look at starts with hmm, P.
Okay.
Starts with P. Something like this. So then you have Boolean colon. Do you get that? Then you can then insert the Boolean colon into your main data like this. So now we've inserted the Boolean column into our main data. So you now have this. Do you get the illustration?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's make another example. DT. So if you are interested into student names that ends with E, how are you going to go about that?
So DT ends with DT dot data frame. Ah.
Just look at this.
Okay. DT in brackets.
Hmm?
Colon. Student names dot string dot ends with in brackets E.
So you have something like this. Say Boolean colon. Then you have to put your Boolean column into your data. Then you can then slice your student names.
Okay.
You get that? So you can also
Yes.
perform strings operations. Maybe you have something like this. You can say dot, okay, student names. You can say dot stl dot, oh, let's say capitalize. So you have the first letter being capitalized. Do you understand that? Or
Hmm.
can turn all the strings to uppercase dot lower like this. this lowercase. Now this, let's say you want to turn it to uppercase. So you turn everything to uppercase. So
Okay.
for example, you might have 1,000 colons and 1,000 rows in that particular student's names. Once you use the upper, everything is going to turn to uppercase. Do you get
Okay.
that?
Yes.
So you can do a lot of analysis like that. So let's talk about the second colon, which is age. If you are interested into uh, age that is less than, if you want to extract student names that has age that is less than 20, that is less than 24, how are we going to go about that?
Age less than 24.
Yes.
I think, can we use if for that?
Can
No.
we use if, or what do you mean by using if? Like you want to loop.
Yes.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
Okay. Age, pt in brackets, age.
Can we just go directly with the age, like DT bracket and age less than
The
24?
string, right?
Yeah, less than 24.
Yeah, yeah.
So you get it like this. This is what I expect from you. So you only get that.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so that is how to perform analysis. You're just pulling out, trying to think of what you can do. Hmm?
Mm.
Okay, okay.
And I want to also, you must also note that in PD, which is DT, hmm? In this particular DT, you can also plot your graph from here. For example, I can say age, uh, this particular age dot, I think plot dot bar. Let me say dot something like this. So then you plot your graph. So this
Okay.
pandas also allows you to plot. That is what I'm trying to look at. Do you get that?
Okay. Okay.
So pandas also allows you to plot your graph. So let's see if we can plot the old DT. So maybe it's going to map the age. Okay, it's not mapping. Okay, let's say I think we can say x equal to, okay, it's, so I'm looking at an argument that can be used. Let's say x equal to, let me see if this will work. Student names. So I'm not sure. We can use this argument. Okay, it works. So this is our x, showing that this is student names. So and the same thing also apply to pie charts. I mean, so you can also plot pie charts like this. Dot pie. Okay, let me say age. So you can also plot pie charts. Hmm? Do you get that? So the function I wanted to remember the other time is describe. Describe. So you can describe your data. So So you have it something like this. Do you understand that? So once you use this to describe, you're going to perform the statistical analysis like count the numbers of items in the rows, which is 4, the mean, the average, the standard deviation, the minimum, the 25 percentile, 50 percentile, and 75 percentile. Do you get that?
Okay.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
Yes. Max mean mean. So this is for all the age, right?
Yes, this for age. So it's showing that this is the minimum of age, the mean of age, the minimum, and other things like that.
Okay.
Okay, let's now see that in this particular column, you now have a column inserted to this data, this DT. So let's say that we have a column, let's say gender. So we want to insert gender to this. So I'll give this female. So we have two gender types. Let's say male, female, and female. Okay, let's say male again. Male. So let's say entity. So then you should have gender inclusive. So from here, you can then perform, you can use this describe using there's what we call group by. Do you get that? You can group a particular data using dt by dot group by. So let's see how it looks like first. Dt dot group by. Okay, let's see. We have student names, age dot group by. So group by. So let's now want to group it by gender. So, but this particular group by, you have to specify a function. Let's say you want to find the mean. It's, I think our data set is not structured that way. You can't use this group by function. So I'm trying to look at the way we can use it. Okay, so let's look for the mean like this. Mean. So this is what I'm trying to do. So this group by means that, for example, you want to find the mean of, because age is the only numerical value there. So this is going to find the mean of female and age and male. Do you understand that? Female and male. For example, in that particular data set of us, like the one that we were using, like data like this particular data set, you still remember this data set, this COVID-19 data set. So we can use this group by function to say maybe group by so we want to group it by these countries and territories. Group by countries and territories.
I think the group by has error.
Yes, but we've corrected the error.
No, I mean the spelling.
Okay, yeah, we group by.
Yes.
So then we can then select the value we want to group by. This let's say we are using dates. We are looking at the dates. So it's going to group it by. It's going to find the summary. Okay. Let's say we are looking at the mean instead. Mean dot mean. So this is the mean for each of these countries. The depth.
Okay.
Do you understand that? That is what I mean by group by. So, but do you get that? So this what group by means that it's going to group. Once you want to use it, the first thing is for you to specify the colon that you want to describe. This first colon, this first rows colon that you want to group. Do you understand that? For example,
Okay.
if you need more than let's look at it again. Okay, let's look at second data set as an example. Another example. Look at the second data set. So for example, if I need the total for each names, if I want to group this particular data set by this PR names, yes, I want to group by this PR names. So I'll say dot group by. So group by is used for calculating a particular measurement. Then I'm grouping it by these names. So once I run this, so it should be grouped by. So I'm grouping it by these PR names, but I'm interested in maybe data 2. So then select what you are interested into. So maybe I'm interested in the number of total, this num total. So I'm interested in this num total. So I can then say I'm interested in num total. Then what do I want to find from num total? So then I'm going to now specify here. I think also use describe. This describe. Did you get that? You can also say you can also use describe to see everything that we are interested in.
Okay.
Maybe you are interested in you want to count, that means that numbers of Algeria is this, British Columbia is this, the main standard.
So does it mean that if you are doing something like regression analysis, we'll be using this describe function?
Describe is for is descriptive analysis for statistical.
Okay.
You want to describe your data using descriptive analysis. All this mean
Okay.
standard deviation, they are descriptive analysis for their like this mean is for is measure of central tendency, and
Okay.
STD 25% percentile. I think they are measure of dispersions. Do you understand that?
Okay.
So all these are
Okay.
statistical analysis. So in our next class, we'll talk about doing regression analysis, something like that. Do you understand this?
Okay.
Do you understand this group by functions? How to use it?
Yes.
Ojina, do you understand?
Yes, I'm following.
Okay. So if you want to use it, it's very, very straightforward. So you just have to specify the colon that you want to group. Then the numerical value that you want to calculate. Here we are calculating the num total. Then the function that I want to use to calculate it. Maybe describe means that you are collecting all statistical analysis. So you can still specify just one of them, maybe just the standard deviation that you are interested into, or the max that you are interested into, or maybe the mean. Hmm? Do you get that?
Okay.
Do you get that?
Okay.
So, but for these ones, if you are using all this mean, just a single item, aside from describe that collect everything, you can specify more than one. You can specify more than one colon. For example, let's look at another colon that we can use. So let's say that we're also interested in this num CONF, something like this. So then we can then select this also. So we can then select this. So it means that these are the two colors that we are interested in. Do you get that? Hello.
Okay.
So the numerical values that you want to calculate, it will be in brace, this particular brace bracket. Why the colon that you want to group, it will be in group by arguments. Then everything will be applied using this particular function, any function of your choice. Maybe the main.
So can describe also go for this if you have two components like this or more?
I'm not sure because it will be, let's see. It goes, but let's see how it arranges the data. It just combine everything. So this is the first
Okay.
total, and this is the other ones. It goes for that.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Yes.
So for your assignment, it's going to be like a project work. So I'm going to send it to you on WhatsApp. Do you get that? I'm going to send it to you on WhatsApp. So
Okay.
so you have up to next week to do the assignments. So you have up to next week to do the assignment.
Okay. All right, sir.
Okay. So that is that about that.